Welcome, sir.
Hi, thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Let's start with some of the key takeaways from your panel discussion you just had.
No, I think we had a wonderful panel discussion. We had Abhay from TVS Group, we had Mayank from Fortis Healthcare, and we had Kush from Noise. And each one of them brought a very unique perspective. While Abhay spoke about metaverse and how metaverse can create a new form of engagement with the audience, and especially the Gen Z and the next generation, which is what all the brands are aiming at. How do you capture them young and capture them? And then, of course, Mayank spoke about how Web3 decentralization can help healthcare industry, for example, where you can have the privacy of health records and at the same time have interoperability and do something where the patient can own the health record. Today, a lot of times it's difficult to get your own health record from the hospitals and for insurance purposes and other purposes. And Kush brought a very unique perspective in terms of decentralization at network level, where he spoke about LoRaWAN and how a decentralized IoT network can make a huge difference. And if you club that with some of the Web3 applications, it becomes a very potent decentralized ecosystem. So in that sense, I think I'm glad that all three of them brought some unique perspectives.
And especially from different segments.
Different segments.
Yeah. In your view, how is this evolution taking place, and also is the hype of Web 3.0 is over and now the next step is immersive technologies and AI coming in?
Yeah, I think these are questions which keep coming back again and again, and at least for me, surprisingly, it's not very new. Having seen 2 or 3 such cycles, be it in mobile applications, be it in VoIP space, right? It's a journey.
Yeah.
Just because we have a lot of social media today and awareness today, people keep asking these questions and there's so many questions. But I think it always takes time for a technology to evolve, for the right use cases to emerge, and for it to be used by common man. So I think we are proceeding, and I think we are proceeding fairly satisfactorily. But we still have some way to go.
We are right now witnessing a lot of incoming of very robust, or let's say very innovation-driven startups coming into space, and the major focus has still been in the B2B segment, and there is a long way for democratization of Web 3.0. Apart from this, what are some of the other challenges and complexities, if we can talk more about it, and in specific to the adoption of it?
I think, and frankly, some of the kind of challenges are common to any new technology.
Yeah.
For example, with Web3 comes a lot of discussion about crypto, about NFTs, about tokenization.
Absolutely.
And there, I think the biggest challenges in terms of clarity in policy. There has been a lot of ambiguity, and there has to be something or some effort to bring some clarity on that front. I think that's one big challenge. Second is, any new technology, there's always a challenge about interoperability, right? So while everyone agrees that we should probably go to a new standard like Web3 or blockchain, the question is which blockchain? The question is, will my blockchain talk to your blockchain, right? So these are kind of teething issues, I would say. A third and other thing is, fundamentally a blockchain kind of ecosystem needs all the players to come together, because it's a foundational technology. It needs all the stakeholders to come together, and it's never going to be easy for all the stakeholders to come together. So I think these are some of the challenges.
Maybe this is happening because the technology in terms of adoption, if I can say, is still at the very, very nascent stage, and we are looking forward to its development and adoption at a very larger scale yet.
True. So yeah, there are going to be early adopters, there are going to be laggards, but in other technologies, you're not dependent on your ecosystem to adopt technology.
Absolutely.
Whereas here, by nature of this technology, you need all the stakeholders to come together. And that's why it's going to take a little more time for all the stakeholders to be convinced.
Of course. We talked about its adoption, and it will take some more time. But what, in your view, what segments would get affected and would leverage it at the most? Of course, we know that e-commerce is the segment that is highly utilizing it just because enhancing their customer experience. What would you say? What are some of these areas and segments?
The way I look at it, it's a foundational technology. Like internet has disrupted every vertical, every industry vertical. Same is the case with blockchain. Now, which industry will adopt first? That's something we'll have to see, right? For example, there are a lot of benefits in supply chain management. There are a lot of benefits in e-commerce. There are a lot of benefits in gaming space.
Yeah, true.
In between, just before the hype about ChatGPT, people were talking about metaverse.
Of course.
Right? So there are a lot of green shoots, and somehow I am also a firm believer that thanks to the kind of digital infrastructure that India is creating, maybe government of India will be the biggest adopter of technology like
Maybe.
blockchain,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's where time will show which of them grow or which of them pick up momentum faster than others. I think it will affect all the industry verticals. That's, I think, clear. Which one first, which one of them early, that's something time will show.
I'm hopeful and I must appreciate your optimism. What would be your one prediction for the future of India in terms of Web 3.0? 12 months down the line, how would you see the market
so
changing?
I think to really understand the potential of Web3, we should be talking to people who are in the age group of 14 to 19, for example,
Absolutely.
because that's the generation which is native to Web3. A lot of us who are slightly older are still a little balanced in our
Of
views.
course.
We are like, it's good, but it'll take some time. It's good, but it needs safeguards. But if you talk to someone who's in the age group, my son, for example, is 16 years old, and for him, it's very natural. NFTs are very natural, Web3 is very natural, decentralization is very natural, So I think if the generation which is relevant, I mean, because the young generation is always the most relevant generation, and if the young generation is a big believer in these technologies, then I think the future is very bright.
Thank you so much for joining us and
Sure,
speaking with
thank you,
us.
my pleasure.